We really like having Aaron around, but we're concerned he takes his name a bit too literally.
Okay. He has to do golf again. Like,
All rise.
It is Championship Sunday at the U.S. Open. And on court in Louis Armstrong Stadium, the Junior Boys Singles Championship match between the 6th seed, Thiago Seymour-Field of Brazil and Lorenzo Musetti of Italy. It is a rainy day here in New York City, so thankfully this second roofed stadium in use for this year. The roof is closed, as you can see. Those big terracotta louvers open. The airflow natural in this stadium. And just a bit of a chill in the air, especially compared to the 90 degrees Fahrenheit we saw for much of this tournament. Alan Bestwick with Mark Woodford, a championship match at a major. Even for juniors, it's a big moment.
Yes, it is. Morning to you, Alan. And these two youngsters have the chance to actually add to their growing resume with a title at the US Open Junior Boys Singles.
Here is Seymour-Field. He is from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro specifically. 18 years old, 6 foot, 170 pounds. He is the 6th seed in the tournament, and to get here, he's lost but a single set all the way through. You see his junior ranking is 57th in the world. He has also been playing a lot of futures tournaments, which is why his junior ranking is not maybe what it had been before. He's a big hitter of the ball. He has had a lot of aces, has talked himself about his serve being beyond expectations in this tournament, so we expect to see a power match from him. And you see the only set he dropped was the very first one he played in the tournament. The big moment for him is last match,
beating the #1 seed. And look, that first round, that might have been just trying to acclimate to the conditions, maybe a bit nervous as well, being seeded. But he survived the loss of that first set, and then quite comfortable, but it is a big victory over the #1 seed.
Absolutely, and the favorite, Zhang had been to the finals in 3 of the slams this year and won 1 of them, 2 of them, excuse me. So it was a big win to get over Zhang, and sets him up in this final match with Lorenzo Musetti of Italy. In this side of the draw, a lot of the top seeds were knocked out in the opening rounds. It opened the draw up, and Musetti is the one that has played his way through into the championship match. See, he is 18th in the world in the junior rankings. Right-hander, one-handed backhand. The stroke will look familiar to you. It's not hard to see who he's emulating when he swings at it. And you see his trip through, just a couple of sets dropped along the way. And a win in the semifinals yesterday over Jensen Brooksby of California, 3-3. Brooksby made Musetti guess a lot because Brooksby's game is different, but he adapted. He played well. He said it was the best match he's had in the tournament in terms of focus from start to finish.
Fantastic for him to be able to keep building up towards the final. And one thing that was of note that stood out to me, Alan, in his road to the final was how many sets were 6-love, and predominantly in his favor as well. So we'll see how he stands up to the opponent in the final today.
Best of 3 tiebreak sets. Zayvatville won the toss, chose to serve.
Chair umpire giving the instructions. Of course, the warm-up clock running, top right of your screen, minute 42 and change, then the 1 minute to go. As part of the innovations at the U.S. Open this year, you will see and hear player coaching from each player's corner. Certainly coaching a topic of discussion after the events of yesterday, but it is allowed in this when the player is on his own side of the court where his coaching box is. It can be done at any time, but not when he's on the other side of the court verbally. And then during changeovers, the player can come to the coaching box to receive discussions with his coach.
And that is at the sacrifice for the change of ends, that they're not sitting down. They can, as you say, move towards the coach and seek some guidance.
Certainly for both of these players, a huge opportunity to add a U.S. Open championship to their resume. playing on a big stage in the finals at the U.S. Open inside Louis Armstrong Stadium. It's the 6th seed, Thiago Seymour of Brazil and Lorenzo Musetti of Italy. They've made their way through heat. They've made their way through rain reschedulings. When we had some
30
thunderstorms come
seconds.
through, they've made their way all the way indoors to the big stadium and a chance at a big title.
Yeah, it's been a trying week for the juniors. So again, that weather that we experienced in the early stages of the second week of the US Open. The junior matches were suspended.
Reshuffled, rescheduled. Both of these players were playing in the doubles competition also. Some playing a couple times in a day. Not that that's terribly unusual, but the scheduling was compressed by some of the weather that we've had in the week for sure. But we're ready for an on-time start under this closed roof of this beautiful new stadium, and should be interesting to see how it goes. Musetti's got some, what I saw in the semifinal yesterday, and admittedly that was the first time I'd seen him play.
Yep.
Got some decent pace on his serve, that one-handed backhand, and he was prone, because he was playing a player of a very different style, to some unforced errors in trying to adapt to his game. But he did adapt.
Well, I noticed that his favorite surface, what he's listed in his bio, is grass, and maybe that one-handed backhand he's been able to put to good use. The variety of having a backhand slice as well as coming up over the top of the ball.
So the championship match ready to go. Seymour near court to serve. 27 aces in the tournament so far.
$15 low.
And you noticed when they walked on the court, just before our commentary began, Seymour had his game face on when he came out of the tunnel.
He certainly did, taking this very seriously, and why not, to have that jewel, the Grand Slam junior title, to your name.
$15
Seymour had a trip to the semifinals at Roland Garros, where he lost in the semifinals, lost in the second round at Australia. And has been playing, as I said before, a lot of the futures tournaments this year, and it's taught him some lessons about stepping up to the next level and what it's going to take.
30-15.
No let serve also in the juniors tournament here.
Just going to add that in for the people watching at home. They might have hesitated. Well, that was a let, but juniors, they play as continuous.
40-15.
Pretty steady on the service speeds, 119, 112, 111. And a game point, couple of game points.
Game side Vaudeville. First
So
game.
a steady service hold to open the match, and they will change ends, and we'll get our first look at Lorenzo Musetti's serve in this championship match.
And Alan, it certainly looked like that he was comfortable holding serve there. Not too many nerves at all, and dominated with a solid first serve.
You remember back in the day, it's hard to walk on a big stage like this and not feel the tingle a little bit, the shakes.
Of course. Of course. Well, also, for me, it was a long time ago, and I was never that good in the 18s anyway. It was still very raw, very green.
$15 low.
Lorenzo Musetti is 16 years old, from Carrara, Italy, which is in the central part of the country, to the west-northwest of Florence, a city known for its marble quarries. So if you've ever shopped around for Italian marble, it might come from Musetti's hometown.
Mr. Zaibatville challenging the call
Challenge
on the
coming.
left baseline. Ball was called in.
Electronic line calling on all the courts here at the U.S. Open this year, so our first chase review of the match will be looked at right now.
Love.
Just catching the back of the line. And it must be a buzz again for these youngsters that, look, they've had the electronic line calling on the outside courts as well, but, you know, for it to be brought in here on this major court, major stage,
30-15.
it's a little extra buzz that you've got the bigger screens, that you get to see the replay.
Just the atmosphere.
Zagreb has 2 challenges remaining.
Especially with the roof closed today. Not only playing in the big stadium, but with the roof closed, and just a little bit of a different atmosphere for them to adjust to. Musetti played in this court yesterday, but with the roof open.
40-15.
Trying to step in on the second serve for the big one. So still game points here for Musetti.
Game, Musetti.
Hold of serve, one apiece.
Game all for
Musetti hangs on to his serve. I mentioned he was from Italy. Not seated in here after his semifinal win yesterday. He said he was surprised to be this far in the tournament. Said it's been amazing. Wasn't expecting to be in the final here.
I think at this stage of their young careers, they hopefully have many more years to come.
15 love.
I think it's about their confidence, and again, because they're still, Musetti is 16, Saberveld is 18. The confidence can be more fragile when they're playing matches, or the momentum, they can continue on with it, and it's certainly relevant to Musetti. He have some big wins along the way to the final.
30 love.
Saberveld has 2 Futures tournament wins already as he's started to make the transition. Picked up one in Turkey at the end of the 2017 season, and then one in Brazil, his home country, earlier this year.
And that's has an impact. You know, it gives you start to believe that you're just beginning the transition up to tour level. Of course, he's 18. This will be his final season in the juniors. Musetti at 16. Has 1 more year left.
Mm. 40 love.
Actually, specifically, not just his final year for Saberveld, but this is his final juniors tournament, he has said. So to go out of here with a U.S. Open championship,
that would be the big hurrah.
That's the way you want to exit the stage, right?
Game, Zagreb.
So we're on serve early in this championship match, the junior boys singles final on the last day of the 2018 U.S. Open.
We don't just make cars, we make technology that moves people. This is the 2018 Nissan Rogue, featuring tech like Pro Pilot Assist. It helps keep you centered in your lane and in control. This is how Nissan Intelligent Mobility is reinventing driving for everyone. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
El Nino?
Meat sweats?
Aliens.
That's
the one, okay?
And here to comment is no one, because of the alien invasion. In unrelated news, ESPN is giving fans with the best excuses for ditching work free tickets to a day game. And there's nobody here with me.
On serve early in the championship match for the junior boys singles U.S. Open title. Lorenzo Musetti to serve.
Love 15.
Haven't seen any crazy signs of nerves or that the moment is too big for either player. Just looks like they're settling in, feeling each other out, and doing their thing.
Love 30.
We're handling that slice backhand from Musetti very well as the number 6 seed, making sure that he gets around and uses his forehand. Clearly that's his stronger wing, more comfortable on that side.
15, 30.
So when you've not played someone before, it takes a little bit to figure them out, right?
Yeah, yes, normally, and I think on the juniors, they pretty much know each other. They've seen each other, and certainly I think they're aware of who the seeds are in the draw.
15, 40.
Break opportunities here for Saba Field to get the first lead of the match. A couple of break points. So some pressure here on Musetti.
30, 40.
One saved.
Seems to be a bit more variation from Musetti on the serve. There's a couple of change-ups. Looks like he can slide the ball. Goes with a heavy kick, like that one. Brilliant.
And the first service break of the match goes to the 6th seed, Thiago Saba Field, who now has a 3-games-to-1 lead.
3-games-to-1 for set.
Musetti doing an excellent job of staying alive in that point, but the blistering forehand. Saba Field.
So the first separation. And Saba Field will go on serve here now with a chance to pull away in this opening set. Oh, missed it.
15 low.
That's interesting, Alan, that this young man right now serving, just in the few games that I've seen him play behind his serve, it looks like he's taking on those traits that we see in the men's game. The big serve, it's powerful, but he's looking for the forehand.
30 low.
There we go.
Wow.
And when your opponent is returning defensively after you've sent down a well-paced first serve, that's the idea, is to try and use your weapon again to the next level of your game.
40 low.
That one's not coming back.
Yeah, when you hit your spots like that, it's going to be hard to manage.
Game. Zeibotville.
Service hold to Love to consolidate the break.
Zeibotville leads 4-games-to-1
And a
for
4-games-to-1 lead for the 6th seed, Thiago Saba Field, here in the Junior Boys Singles Championship.
We don't just make cars, we make technology that moves people. This is the 2018 Nissan Rogue, featuring tech like Pro Pilot Assist. It helps keep you centered in your lane and in control. This is how Nissan Intelligent Mobility is reinventing driving for everyone. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Done.
Thiago Sebofield of Brazil, 4-1 up on Lorenzo Musetti in this opening set of the boys singles championship match at the U.S. Open. The Brazilian with a couple of key areas where he's established dominance.
Yes, the power game of this young man certainly working well behind the serve. First serve when he lands, he's not losing a point at all. And now that he's created that service break and consolidated Allen, you can see that he's starting to step up a bit more. He's got that freedom, flexibility.
15-30.
I'll even call it a little swagger. Okay, he can't deal with my serve. Now I'm going to put pressure on his service games.
Yeah, and when he's come to net, it's only 5 times that he's come in, but that's a 100% record when he does move in.
The 15-40.
And now, because Sebofield is dominating and putting that pressure on, Musetti having to try things like the drop shot and the slice and it's risky. He's hitting unforced errors
Which I think he has maybe that variety, certainly with the backhand slice. It's a better, stronger serve, flattened it out down the middle of the court. So it looks like the change of height that he clears the net, spin, pace.
Another break for 5-1. The Brazilian has all the answers right now.
Leads 5-1 first set.
And all that variety that the Italian might bring to the court is just being diffused right now by the Brazilian. That second breaker serve. And that's the insurance break as well. That virtually clinches the opening set to him. There's scoreboard pressure, 5-1.
So now serving for the first set.
It's 15 love.
Wow. The heavy serve, the weak reply, setting up the winner.
And court position. He's not backing away after landing some of these bigger shots. And Musetti up the other end is trying to give himself plenty of time to see the ball.
15 all.
Musetti looking for an answer. Probably understanding what he should be doing. Just having difficulty against a tough opponent.
Yeah, and there doesn't seem to be that much panic on the face of Musetti yet, which is a good sign.
15-30.
Hey, think about it for Musetti, right? A 16-year-old playing the juniors, made the quarterfinals at Wimbledon. Here he is in the finals of the U.S. Open. That's been a pretty good summer.
Progression. Starting to perhaps believe in himself. The investment maybe that he's put towards.
30-all.
Being a tennis player, just starting to pay off, and that belief that he's relying on. It's tough to play from back there, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, the momentum in favor of the number 6 seed. Swinging hard at the ball.
Game and
and what a great placement on the serve to finish up the first set. 6 games to 1 in just 18 minutes.
How many games?
Thiago Seybold, a set away from a U.S. Open championship.
El Nino?
Meat sweats?
Aliens. That's the one, okay? And here to comment is no one, because of the alien invasion. In unrelated news, ESPN is giving fans with the best excuses for ditching work free tickets to a day game. And there's nobody here with me.
Todd Gurley looks to build on a dominant 2017 as the Rams invade the black hole to battle Derek Carr and the Raiders.
I never thought I'd be back, but here I am and I'm ready to get to work.
Monday Night Football, Rams-Raiders, next on ESPN.
'16-year-old Lorenzo Musetti of Italy on the wrong end of the score in set number 1 of this junior boys singles championship match against the 6th seed Thiago Seybold of Brazil. We begin the second inside Louis Armstrong Stadium, roof closed on a rainy New York Sunday. Alan Bestwick, Mark Woodford here. You saw during the break, those that are here seeing that.
Second set.
Musetti go to speak with his coach, Simone Tartarini, and try and get some adjustments for this second set to change the outcome.
Yeah, no doubt, just to reassure his charge.
15 low.
That's only one set, and there's still much more tennis to play. He's already gone through a couple of 3-set matches in his path to the final, Musetti.
30 low.
Seybold saw that big kick and tried to hammer it home, but missed. Maybe the best thing that could happen for Musetti would be to get a service hold at love to open this set.
.40-15.
Well, there's the curse that we bring, isn't it, Alan? Talk about holding serve to love.
I know. I refuse to believe in the broadcaster curse.
Game, Musetti.
All right, service hold to give up just 1 point. And Musetti with a solid, a much more solid start to this second set of this championship match. I was talking to a player once, and the coach was there. The player said, yeah, and the announcer started saying this, and then I went and did this, and then the coach looked at him and said, the announcer wasn't the one with the racket in his hand.
He's not holding on to the tools, is he?
Yeah. Some of the folks on the grounds waiting for the championship match later today inside Arthur Ashe Stadium. Taking the opportunity to come see the junior boys singles title match inside Louis Armstrong Stadium. Not a bad spot to get out of the rain
15 love.
and enjoy some tennis.
Looked like those fans had invested in some fresh gear. A couple of the stores that sell some of the memorabilia here. Billie Jean King Tennis Center.
They have been busy for these last 2 weeks. Very busy.
With 15 all.
Stories of the overall tournament so far, the extreme heat that made its appearance on a couple of different occasions and made for some very difficult conditions. And we've had some great tennis, just some extraordinary matches that we've seen.
15.
John
30.
Millman's run defeated Roger Federer and run into that match against Novak Djokovic, where he made the two-time champion work for all he had to get through. Of course, Naomi Osaka winning the women's championship yesterday. And the associated headlines around that match.
30 all.
Thinking of, to me, one of the highlight matches of the tournament that I saw.
40,
The match between
30.
Alex de Minaur and Marin Cilic that went till 2 o'clock in the morning in 5 sets.
Right, yes.
The young Australian and the former champion, and what an epic struggle back and forth.
It's two professionals coming at it very hard.
Games.
Have a favorite that you've seen so far?
1 game all, second set.
You know, for me, it's been of great interest following Naomi Osaka. The fact that she, early in the year, winning that title at Indian Wells, then went through a number of, or a brief period where she really had to, she wasn't able to live up to those expectations. Clearly at the start of the tournament, she felt that she was capable of going deep into the event. She's got such a strong game, and I commend her for the way that she's handled herself in every match.
Love.
Didn't get enough air traffic control clearance.
No, de-accelerated through that backhand with Musetti. And land a few first serves here.
15-30.
There we go.
Good ball there, yes.
Well struck return by Seberth Wild. But over to the forehand wing of the Italian.
30 all.
Talking about needing to land first serves. In the first set, he only landed 10 of 22 first serves. Good fight back.
Yeah, he was in some trouble in that rally. Helped change the trend with the backhand up the line. It's the shot there, and then this forehand, just waiting. Perhaps could see peripherally the opponent move into the other corner.
Game, Musetti.
So solid service hold again for Musetti. We're on serve in the second set in the championship match in the junior boys singles at the U.S. Open.
ESPN is giving fans with the best excuses for ditching work free tickets to a day game. And there's nobody here with me. I'm alone.
The college football playoff is coming, and when it comes to who's in, everything you do matters.
No pressure.
Done.
Second set junior boys singles championship match inside Louis Armstrong Stadium at the U.S. Open. We're on serve. We're looking at Lorenzo Musetti of Italy and his opponent, Thiago Seyboth-Wild of Brazil. 124-mile-an-hour miss.
With 15 low.
And the second serve even sent down with some pace and difficult for Musetti. You can see how deep he is to return the ball, and it's in the middle of the court. That's a green light for this young man. It's not just the serve, it's also the forehand that's doing some damage.
Just missed. Thought Musetti might have been caught in no man's land there for a moment. Seyboth-Wild eliminating the #1 seed in the tournament in the semifinals yesterday. 7 aces, 6 double faults, 25 winners, 20 unforced. Most importantly, won 4 of 5 break points. And won that point with some emphasis.
30-15.
Only gave up 1 break of serve in his match against the #1 seed, who has been the hottest player in these majors junior competition this year.
40-15.
Another big serve. Asking for the same ball.
Yeah, a couple times he's done this, yeah.
Liked the feel of it, didn't he?
Yeah.
The Brazilian group following the #6 seed.
It's coached by Arthur Rebello.
Game. Seyboth-Wild.
And is on serve. And we are
all
at 2
second
games
set.
apiece in this second set. That first serve for the Brazilian has still been magic. He has won 18 out of 21 points in the match on his first serve.
Love 15.
So now the pressure swings back to the Italian, already down a set, and hasn't broken Seyboth-Wild yet. And so the pressure on his service games grows and grows the deeper into this second set we go.
Right. 15 all.
Got to it, just hit it long. I think Seyboth-Wild wanted Musetti to hold a minute while the jet passed overhead before the serve.
Wow.
30.
Almost walking into that return of serve. trying to keep compact.
Positioned himself so far inside the court as Musetti was swinging through. Well done.
And it's worth exploring playing these drop shots. Musetti is having to defend so often in some of the rallies. So if I'm not quite executing as perhaps he had wished.
Mr. Musetti challenging the call on the left near sideline. Ball was called in.
All right, chase review here to see who missed first. Yeah, ball flew in.
30-40.
So break point here for Saba Field, and Musetti just can't afford to give this one up.
Deuce. Mr. Musetti has two challenges remaining.
He's probably correct that. Why did I not hit a backhand? That would have been so much easier. Look at the distance he has to travel.
He's outside the doubles alley.
Saw the lighter side of it.
Yeah.
Out. Advantage Musetti.
Musetti was ready to challenge. Saba Field looked and then decided not to.
Wait, please.
Nice adjustment. That felt like an important service hold after saving a break point. So on serve in this second set, Saba Field won the first. We're in the championship match in the junior boys singles at the U.S. Open.
He's hanging on for dear life, and oh, no!
What have I done? I let my team down, my fans, the kids. I even let Kenny Mayne down, too?
Oh, I'm fine, but that's going to be on SportsCenter.
It is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no!
Tonight.
That's going to be on SportsCenter!
And that could be the game.
He going to be okay? Displaced ego. It's going to be a tough climb back.
Kenny Mayne?
Hey, just here to let you know, that's going to be on SportsCenter.
Saba Field of Brazil winning the first 6 games to 1 and serving here at 2-3.
We saw in that last game, Alan, a chance for Saba Field. Great opportunity in the second serve. Just see how both players respond. Just checking his frame out there, because when he slipped, just to try and rebalance the frame, it's almost like you use that to try and help. And
make sure you don't bend it.
Yeah.
Crack it. Obviously got his knuckles onto the court surface underneath that.
Maybe some jarring as well. That serve wasn't his normal pace that he's shown us so far.
Love 30.
Well, sometimes the court's your friend. And now a little bit of an opening for Musetti here.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we've seen so far a love 30 deficit for the number 6 seed on serve.
And he's controlled his service games pretty handily throughout the match so far.
Out. Love 40. Mr. Zivak challenging the call on the right near sideline. Ball was called out.
Chase review.
And forgetting about the forehand. That return was, well, it wasn't too much over to the sideline. Felt like that maybe he could have got around and used the forehand instead of the two-handed backhand, but it's now 3 break points for the Italian.
If he has hopes of sending this to a third set, here's opportunity glowing.
15-40.
The strong first serve setting up the +1.
Definitely. Right into the corner of the ad court, and the forehand. Wide and wide.
30-40.
That'll help too for a guy that had thrown in 27 aces in the tournament so far. He had just 2 in the match. We said he's done a pretty good job of handling the pace and the placement, but a good time for one. He could use another here.
Again, Musetti.
Service break.
Musetti leads.
And Lorenzo Musetti
Second
takes
set.
the advantage in this second set. Needs to win it to keep the match going and his hopes of a U.S. Open championship alive.
Well, that was a red-lined point by the Brazilian. He accelerated on just about every shot. And Musetti doing a fine job of just trying to get the ball back, and Brazilian playing with plenty of risk there, surrendering his serve.
Thinking back in that last game also where Musetti got the break. One of the points, I think it was the third point, when Sablefield had him on the run and he made that great lob back, stretching with the forehand, got it in play and kind of gave himself a reset.
Right.
Oh, nice. Feeling it a little bit here.
So the swing momentum turning around. In the third round, Musetti having to win that match from a set behind.
40-15.
No question that Sablefield seems a little out of sorts, not just because of that mishit, but he just seems a little out of sorts and frustrated at the moment. Got to take a minute and regroup.
40-30.
Yeah, I think for Seventh Wild, maybe the focus is still lingering back onto that break point at 2 games all.
3-2.
3-2.
Oh, the break point that he had.
Yes, when he was returning Musetti's serve.
Yeah, that was at 3-2.
Went for a... Oh, it's like a spectacular return of serve.
Oh, a double. An opportunity here. No, you're right. It was a 2-2. I'm sorry. You said he got the hold for 3-2.
Yes.
And then the break for 4-2. I hate it when I can't read my own writing on the score sheet.
So back to parity here on this game. Oh, yes.
Advantage Musetti.
And he knew it, Alan, as well. From the moment that he made contact, you could just hear from his voice. Measured. Extremely well, catching a part of the baseline.
Or I talked about that one-hand backhand and who it might remind you of.
Game Musetti.
Service hold within a game of a second set.
Second set. First set.
Sending us to a third. I'm thinking Stan Wawrinka with that one-handed backhand. We'll see. After Thiago Seyboth-Wild handily won the opening set, 6-1, the momentum has swung to the other side of the net. Lorenzo Musetti, 5-2 in the second. Seyboth-Wild here serving to stay in this second set.
Well choreographed. Got the short forehand. Seyboth-Wild moved forward. He's taking time away from his opponent.
The distraction, the pressure. You know he's coming out of the corner of his eye. So the Stan thing, just the way that he finishes the backhand reminds me of the way Stan finishes his swing on the backhand.
Right, and being able to pull the trigger down the line, it's starting to catch his opponent, who obviously is looking for a forehand, but he likes to move around into the second court. He's searching for an off forehand.
Funny game, this tennis. The swings of momentum and the emotional ups and downs, and one player's level picking up and the other's falling off, and then it goes the other way.
Yeah, and juniors as well, Alan, that when they run into a bit of resistance, their ability to tolerate is not quite the same as it is on the proper tour, and that's why juniors, it's a breeding ground.
Oh. 15-40.
These are all the experiences that they need to shoulder and discover how to handle it for what is to be a future for them, a career.
So 2 break points, which are set points for Musetti. And that's it.
Second set,
another
Musetti,
service break.
6 games to
I'm
2,
thinking my way
1
through
set
the
all.
match, the Italian says to his coaching box. We will play at third in Louis Armstrong Stadium to decide the U.S. Open Junior Boys Champion.
Done. Final set.
Ready for a third and deciding set inside Louis Armstrong Stadium. A little atmosphere too.
Yeah.
Junior Boys Singles Championship match. Sabeth Field of Brazil in the first, losing the second. And now Musetti of Italy serving for the third.
Much better court position by the Italian. See where he played that forehand and this one. It's around that baseline, so he's able to get the ball to the target sooner. Less time for the Brazilian to set up.
30 low.
We were looking through the numbers, comparing set 1 to set 2. What swung the pendulum in this match?
Well, maybe not such the high level of serving from Sevenfield like he was able to achieve in set number 1. So there were more opportunities for Musetti.
Unforced errors a little better contained by Musetti, hitting his spots.
Exactly. Giving away too many cheap points, and they started to pile up towards the end of that second set. well done. Yeah, the unforced errors for Seventh Wild towards the end of the second, just out of frustration though, because it felt like that he had some opportunities. But he could push the reset button, and that was a very calm point played by this young man. That's not an easy volley. He just has to bump that into the open court. So he's back in this game now.
40-30.
His opponent has raised the level of his game, and his has slipped a little bit in response to that. So you could see the frustration on the face there, where when he walked out on the court through that whole first set, he had the rock solid face of I am in control.
Right.
Game, Musetti, new balls, please.
So Musetti holds serve
game,
to open the third and deciding set. And they will change ends, and Seymour Field will get his first chance on service in this third set. Playing for a championship at the U.S. Open. Musetti, 16 years old, from Carrara, Italy. Ranked 18th in the ITF junior rankings coming into this U.S. Open. Surprised, he said, to be in the championship match after coming in here unseeded. He's had a great run through the tournament, plus a couple of other seeds in his side of the bracket knocked out along the way, clearing the path. And for Seymour Field, the 6th seed, 18-year-old from Rio de Janeiro, comes in with a serve that he described as being like forever. He hasn't served this well. Hasn't quite been on fire quite that much in this match, but needs to get back on level that he was in the first set if he hopes to be a champion. His final juniors match, this one today.
And Alan, I think it's
15 love.
Easy to see the physical side to his game. Seventh Wild, he's filled out a bit more. Whether he grows, adds some height in years to come. Certainly is a strong young man, and that's contributed to some of his success playing a couple of futures events, 2 of them. And his game as well is translating into very much a power-based game. Whereas the Italian, maybe a slightly taller, still a lanky frame. One would think that in years to come, he's only 16, so there might be some growth still to be done.
Now we do see this in all sports, right? That 16 to 22-year-old period.
Yeah. And that is tremendous reach, certainly on this last volley, right to the max.
And how about the adjustment to the shot off the court, just to get there and keep that going?
And even the thumbs up from Seventh Wild.
Yeah, well done. Oh,
15-40.
Bended like Beckham.
And Seventh Wild perhaps coming in on the wrong shot, recognizing too late that his opponent He had to take 1-2 steps to make that forehand pass.
So 2 break points here for Musetti.
It's 30-40.
1 saved. You can just see how Musetti's confidence has grown through that second set and now into this third. He understands where his strengths and weaknesses are against his opponent, and he's able to execute to his strengths.
Dead even on the break points.
Oh, and a service break on the ball dumped into the net.
Musetti leads 2 games to love, final set.
And Lorenzo Musetti of Italy establishes an early lead in this deciding set for the U.S. Open Championship. And now with the break, after holding serve to open the set, a service hold here really puts the Brazilian in a world of hurt.
For this young man, he might have to just try and control some of those emotions.
Hit the hour mark in this championship match. Championship Sunday. The women's doubles, the men's championship. We'll have the girls singles championship.
Well, I thought this was a piece of brilliance by the young Italian coming in behind that, but he just couldn't get enough on that volley. That's why he's one of the top juniors, the Brazilian, staying in that point and coming up with an excellent forehand lob.
And in a match like this, is that what swings the pendulum and gets his resolve and his focus back? That 1 point.
30.
If so, Musetti answered well.
Yep. And not out of this game is Seberflag. Still 30 all.
And now an opportunity. Opportunity to get the break just given up back. And then get back level in this deciding set. Huge point here. Missed it. And Seberflag gets the service break back. And will serve to level up this third set at 2 apiece in a moment.
Time.
Sudden feel of championship tension in the air under the closed roof of Louis Armstrong Stadium. After two opening sets split between Lorenzo Musetti and Thiago Seyboth-Wild. We're in the deciding third set, a service break by Musetti, but Seyboth-Wild answered back, serving here at 1-2.
I wouldn't be surprised, Alan, if we see a few more twists and turns in this third set.
Has that feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the power game for Seyboth-Wild, if he, it relies upon that, this is a big game for him to get back to 2 games apiece. But depending on how he's feeling. He's going to feel even better after that volley.
What a dig.
That pumps your chest up a little more.
Touch.
Got down nicely to it, so it's a strong base for the forehand volley.
Loose on the far side of the net, pressure being felt.
Yep. Perhaps reacting to the last game, losing his serve, chance to go up 3-love.
Here's a serve into the bottom of the net. Service hold to love. We are level at 2 games apiece.
2 games all.
In the deciding set. Well, it's been a fascinating tournament so far. If you'd like to read more on these players or about anything else that's happened in this tournament, usopen.org is the official tournament website. You can learn a little bit more about Musetti or Seyboth-Wild and their path to this boys singles championship match.
Low.
Alan, in the first set, we saw Musetti just trying to acclimate to the court and to his opponent. He was a fair distance behind the baseline, playing very much reactive tennis, having to retrieve. He's been able to close that into a stronger court position. That's certainly helped him.
What effort, what a rally. Both players, superb.
And entertaining. How fast was this young man getting to the backhand, not panicking, just probing into the open court.
His coaching box, family, friends, Brazilian supporters, loving the moment.
15-30.
And in a real tight, tense championship match struggle, is that what breaks the spirit of your opponent?
Well, that 1 point that he just won has won him that next point. Whether there's any more coming, we'll see.
Yep. 15-40.
Couple of break points in hand for the 6th seed, Thiago Seyboth-Wild. Pressure on Lorenzo Musetti. One saved, but another still out there. Not out of the danger zone yet.
Certainly not, and got away with a half volley. Musetti on the baseline there, drove the backhand up the line.
Missed it long. Service break from being down a break early in his third set. Thiago Seymour-Field is now up a break.
3 games to 2.
3 games to 2. He'll serve to try and consolidate in a minute.
Ball abuse warning, Musetti. Time.
What a match this has turned into. More ebbs and flows than Long Island Sound next door. Thiago Seymour-Field, the 6th seed, won the first set 6-1, looked adrift in the second, while Lorenzo Musetti picked his game up, won the second, started the third with Musetti breaking Seymour-Field's serve. Now the Brazilian got that break back and got one of his own. He's serving here to try and establish an advantage.
15 love.
Regained some composure, has Seymour-Field. Musetti just receiving a code violation after dropping his last service game.
$15 all.
Yeah, the pressure of the moment on his face right there. Exhale, inhale, free yourself up.
$30-15.
So he's trying the backhand slice there, and it's basically just to absorb the pace and give him enough time to recover back into the point.
40-15.
119 mile an hour, unreturnable. Service break consolidated, 4 games to 2. Thiago Seymour-Field in the championship match of the U.S. Open boys singles competition.
Arms raised up in the air there by some of the Brazilian fans.
So now back to the other side of the net, and all the pressure on young 16-year-old Lorenzo Musetti's shoulders. The Italian needs a hold here and then needs to engineer another service break. Little style there.
Well, recognizing that forehand was going to do some damage, and the athleticism here.
Sometimes the court's your friend, sometimes it's not. And when it's not in a critical moment, it hurts.
Yeah, and I think the reaction certainly tells a story. And again, at this level, they're still young. They're developing emotions, feeling the pressure. Hopefully, it doesn't drag his.
15.
There's
30.
the response. He feels like that shouldn't have happened the last point. Unlucky net court and panicked on the first forehand that he saw, Musetti.
Real trouble now. 2 break points for the Brazilian to get to 5-2. If my math is correct, and you're 50% on converting break points, and you've got 2 at hand, that's real trouble for the Italian.
This one might be the opportune time for the Brazilian.
The numbers play true. Service break for Brazil, Thiago Silva. He's at 5-2 and 1 service hold away from a U.S. Open title.
Done.
Championship hangs in the balance. The 6th seed, Thiago Silva of Brazil, serving at 5-2 in the 3rd.
15 love.
And for Italy's Lorenzo Musetti, unseeded, said he didn't even expect to be in the final. Chance to save his championship hopes lies in getting a service break here.
30 low.
2 points away. Save-A-Field eliminated the #1 seed in the semifinals. Sang of Taiwan, who was the Roland Garros and Wimbledon boys singles champion. And he is wasting no time stepping to the service line here. Match points, plural.
A bundle of them.
Yes. In his final juniors tournament, Thiago Seymour-Field is the U.S. Open champion.
So over he goes, Thiago Seymour-Field, to thank his fans, coach's box, and he's a heck of a lead after he's just played an hour and 20 minutes. And plenty of love for his girlfriend there.
Victory is sweet.
It certainly is. And don't forget, Alan, coming back from love 2 in that final set. Obviously was not on point with his game, dropping that second set, but bounced back very strong in set number 3.
Yeah, quite a performance, and certainly a moment he'll never forget. A champion at the U.S. Open in New York.
But sets the rest of his career up, doesn't it? Yes. Obviously wanting to emulate some of the champions of Brazil before him. And I think you said that this was his final junior tournament, waving goodbye to juniors. And comes with it's a badge of honor to win these junior slams. Certainly with the players that are out on the tour already, they keep watch, they keep track of the results at these majors.
Well, no question. It's a big moment. It's a big opportunity. And if you're going to finish in style. That's the way to take the step to the next level. Final numbers on our match. Took 3 sets. Wild swings of momentum and level in this match. First to second to third.
Yeah, and maybe some key points. 1 or 2 that actually set the change, the momentum changing into the favor of what began with Seymour-Field, went over to Musetti, and then back to the Brazilian. But I think just that ability for the Brazilian, very strong behind the serve, posting good numbers there, and then backing up with the forehand. And obviously at 18 years of age, he's got a little bit of an edge on his Italian opponent. Never really deviated away from his game plan, which was to use that power, use the serve, look for the forehand, and had great success as well when he came forward to the net. Nice way to finish here with another winner.
Challenged, had to dig deep, had to overcome, and in a few minutes there'll be a trophy handed him that he will remember for the rest of his life as the U.S. Open champion in 2018 in juniors. And for Musetti, he acquitted himself quite well, not just in the tournament, but in this match.
Yeah, yes, and you know, at 16 years of age, there's the trophy that will be presented. But for Musetti, I think for the belief that he has drawn upon making it through to the final, he said that he didn't really expect to be here into the final. But I think there might be further success for him. He has another 12 months at least playing in the junior tournaments.
And what a moment. Standing center court at Louis Armstrong Stadium after winning the U.S. Open and about to receive the hardware.
Tennis fans, I'm Liesl Huber, a member of the USTA Board of Directors. Let's have a big round of applause for these great young men out here today. On on a personal note, I just wanted to congratulate you, and not just you. I'd like to congratulate your families. I'd like to congratulate your team and your coaches. It takes a lot of sacrifice, hard work, money, time, and the exciting thing, it's just the start of it all, and we're very proud to be a part of it. I'd like to invite our finalists just to step forward. You'll be receiving your trophy from the Junior US Open Tournament Director, Lou Brewer. I'd now like to invite our winner, Thiago, to step forward. First, Dave Haggerty will present the champion with a special award on behalf of the International Tennis Federation. Fans, before we give them a round of applause again, I just want to let you know it started here for them today. This is the first time some of you might have seen them play today, but this will not be the last time. They're super amazing athletes, and it started here at the US Open. And myself and the US Open on our 50th anniversary, this is a special day for us, and I will be looking out for you, and I'm a huge fan. So congratulations on behalf of all of us today.
Now there is your champion from Rio de Janeiro, 18 years old in his final junior tournament. Really exciting championship match. Both players had great moments, had their struggles, but in the end, just the one champion, but the finalist and champion receiving your hardware. And Mark Woodford, a final thought.
Well, I think Liesl Huber there doing the Master of Ceremonies there, she's quite correct in saying that this is where dreams are realized. And I think for this young man, certainly with the success that he's endured, this is his final junior tournament. He's been successful at a couple of futures events, and his career is certainly on the path to further glory. I don't think this will be the last time that we see him or hear about Thiago Seybothwald at the US Open.
So the Junior Boys Singles Championship is decided. It goes to Brazil's Thiago Seybothwald in 3 sets, 6-1, 2-6, 6-2. Up next in Louis Armstrong Stadium, the Girls Junior Singles Championship match on Championship Sunday, the final day of the US Open 2018.
Musetti.
Heads? Heads. It's your choice. Serve. Okay, come together. Face.
Low. Game, Zabatville. Game, Zabatville. Game and first set, Zabatville, 6-1. New balls, please. Game, Musetti. Game and second set, Musetti. 6-2, 1 set all. Game, set, match, Zabatville. 2-1, 6-1, 2-6, 6-2.